6 minutes. That's all. It won't take more than that. So very quick, and also very beautiful verses. Maybe we'll go through those verses quickly today, not deep, but quickly. So just to give you a context of this, we have been doing this course since like 6, 8 or 10 weeks.
18 weeks, Prabhu.
Huh?
18 weeks.
18 weeks.
2 days, 18th week.
Oh wow! Oh, thank you, Mike. I keep forgetting that. It's good that you remember that. That's nice. So we've been discussing about. So this is called science of self-realization. So we've been discussing about different aspects, especially basically the 5 truths from Bhagavad Gita. First is the Ishvara, the Supreme Lord. Then about Jiva, and then Prakriti, and then Kala and Karma. So these are the 5 basic truths, and we've been discussing about all this. We've completed all the topics now, and we are just going to do one final topic called practical application of Bhagavad Gita. So, but anyway, don't need to worry. After this, we'll be starting actual Bhagavad Gita. So from chapter 1, we'll go by verse. All the verses. So if you can do each week 10 verses, I think in 2 years we can finish Bhagavad Gita. So, but if you become more enthusiastic and all that, maybe we can finish one chapter in like 20 verses. We can also do, depending on how we go. But and then you might be wondering what qualification you have, Prabhuji, to speak Bhagavad Gita. No, you can ask them. It's so, for example, when you go for a job interview, they'll ask you, okay, tell me about yourself. Then you have to tell them that, okay, I'm the greatest and the best, and if you take me, your company will grow like anything and profits and all that. But I'm not going to say that. I'm actually not the greatest. I'm one of the lowest and all that. But I have done these courses from our temple, ISKCON temple, courses called Bhakti Shastri. Bhakti Shastri, where we actually go all this Bhagavad Gita, where we have studied verse by verse. And then also there are other books. There is a book called Ishopanishad. Ishopanishad is again one of the smallest Upanishads. It's got only 18 slokas, the whole Upanishad. Isha Vashyam Idam Sarvam Yat Kichit Jagat Cha Jagat. So that is Isha Vashyam. And then there is 2 books called Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion. That's also we have done. So these are some of the books we have read. And then I cleared that Bhakti Shastri. Then after that I have done something called Teachers Training course. That is again conducted at the temple. So Teachers Training 1, Teachers Training 2. And after that, they have done one more course called Teachers Training for Bhakti Shastri. So I've done that one as well. So with your blessings, if you allow me, very shortly we'll actually go through Bhagavad Gita. Because it is said that anyone who speaks Harikatha and anyone who hears Harikatha and anyone who inquires, everyone gets purified. So that is the beauty of Harikatha. Similarly, Kirtan, when we do Kirtan, apart from all the instruments that we are playing, we also clap our hands. So why do we clap our hands is because it is said that, imagine there is a tree, and on the tree there's lots of birds. Now if you want to make all the birds fly away, what do? You go to the bottom of the tree and you just clap. And then all the birds, they get up and they run away. Similarly, if you compare ourselves to some trees, we have so many birds called worries in us. So many worries, different types of worries we have. So when we clap with this Harikatha, Harinam, then all these birds of worries, they will fly away. And then all the worries, then you can say, just like Australia, they say, no worries much. Haribol. No worries, Mike. So, actually, in Vedanta Sutra, the first aphorism of Vedanta Sutra says that Atato Brahma Jignasa. Now that you have taken human form of life, your duty is to inquire about what is the meaning of my life. Where did I come from? Who created me? Who created this world? All these higher truths, not like animals. What do animals do? They just eat, sleep, defend, and mate. These are the, and we also do the same thing. But what differentiates between animals and human beings is this thing: higher intelligence. Only human beings actually can think, and attain Supreme Lord. Animals, like all the dogs or something, kangaroos, they don't sit and listen to Harikatha. But still, some lucky animals, they could get liberation. Like, for example, Gajendra got liberation. Gajendra was an elephant, he got liberation. Similarly, all the monkeys and Hanuman, they're all special. Similarly, Jadabharat as a deer, he was born as a deer and then he was again born as Jadabharat. So, like that, it's up to the Supreme Lord. He can give. But in general, human beings, we have more chances. Just while we are coming in the car, my wife, she's watching her WhatsApp, and somebody sent her some WhatsApp clip. I don't know if you have seen it. I haven't seen it. It's a new one, I think. There is one person, I think in Japan or somewhere. He lives, he sleeps, he dresses, completely everything like a dog. Anyone seen that video? No. He dresses, he walks, so many things. I had to ask my wife. I was driving, I didn't actually look at that video, but she's saying he just talks also like a dog and everything. And then it seems he says that aim of his life is actually to become a dog. Hello. So, because people don't know what is right or what is wrong. There was, I must have told you before, one of our brahmacharis, they go for this IAT and all these campus preachings. So one day he was talking to one student. So student and this brahmachari, they were walking and they were talking as well. So, and near their hostel, student suddenly stopped and he looked, and brahmachari also looked, kya dekh raha bhai bolte. And then he saw a dog sleeping, and then the student looked at the dog and said, "Oh, how nice." He is looking at the dog and said, "How nice. The dog doesn't have any exams. He's so peaceful." So that is similarly. One time when Prabhupada was giving a class, Prabhupada was telling, depending on your activities, if you act like a dog, next life you'll get the life of a dog, like that he was telling. And then one person actually said, "Oh, I don't mind taking the life of a dog." And Prabhupada said, "Okay, let it be. Maybe next life you'll get." So, like that. Sorry, anyway. That's about so much about dog. We'll start. Any questions or comments? Anything that you want to? Oh, by the way, what is that? I cleared my exam. Certified System Admin service now.
Congratulations.
Service.
Congratulations.
It was such a headache, so because I like reading Shastras, but to actually read which maza nahi aata. But still you have to do, because that's your duty. So this session is called Practical Applications of Bhagavad Gita. PowerPoint. Shall I tell you? Oh, okay, this is how it comes up with it. I didn't realize. Quest of human life. Oh, the question and answers. Oh. So first one we discussed incidentally about dog. So basically animals, difference between animals and human beings. And the second one is the quest of human life that we have also discussed in our class. Everyone want to be happy in their life. Everyone wants happiness. So Anandamayo Vyasat, every living entity, even the earthworm, the ants, everyone wants to be happy. And depending on their karma, they get their share of happiness. So the quest of human life is to actually be happy. But then we have some problems that actually stops us from getting happiness. So one is birth. Second one, I have put a cover on that slide because it was very horrible slide. So basically it was showing the disease. So I said, okay, all that. So birth, disease, old age, and then the last one I was wondering what is it? Anyone knows what is it? The last slide, fourth one.
Death.
Yeah. So, but what is the slide?
Symmetry.
Can anyone read what is there written?
Yeah. They shall grow old.
Not old.
They shall grow not old,
Ah.
as we that are left grow old, ours shall not weary. Age shall not weary them.
Nor the years condemn.
Yeah.
At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
Lawrence.
By Lawrence William.
So basically that's the end of the story. So Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. These are the four things that's stopping us from getting the happiness. And then on top of it, there is miseries caused by Adibhautik, Adidevik, Adhyatmik. Misery is caused by one's own mind. Misery is caused by natural calamities. And misery is caused by other living entities. So somebody is living peacefully in Ukraine and then someone comes and puts bombs. So other living beings are creating trouble. And then everything is fine, suddenly there's an earthquake and then so many people die. So these are all Adibhautik, Adidevik, Adhyatmik. Misery is caused by one's own mind, caused by one's own other living entities and natural disasters. So these are stopping us from the happiness. So we also discussed who am I? I am a anyone? Fill up that blank. Am I?
So
Yeah, spirit soul. So I am a spirit soul. And then senses. So human being is said to have these four defects. What is it? Imperfect senses. And then we get illusion. So, and then we make mistakes. And we have this cheating propensity. So, any examples of cheating propensity? Anyone? Exam. That is a classic one. So yeah. No. So that's why when I was writing the exam, like we took online prometric. Oh my God, 15 minutes I had to show this everywhere in the room, my hands, and then oh my God. So I thought it's better than is go to a center and write all this. So because they think they know if you give them a chance, then they will cheat. So, and then making mistakes, everyone makes mistakes. To err is human. So that's what it is said. So even though somebody is doing some job continuously for so many years, some point of time he will make a mistake because every time he is not the same person. One day you may not have enough sleep or anything or mentally disturbed or whatever, make a mistake. And then illusion. So we get illusion. Like for example, classic example is people in the desert, they see water, but it's mirage, you know. So what do they call it in? No. Oasis is real water, no? But no, mirage. Telugu, what do they call it? Endamol, yes. Endamol means it doesn't exist, but it looks like water, you know. So that is an illusion. And then our senses imperfect, which means, you know, suddenly the light goes off, then nothing, we can't see anything. You know, it's all. So. And then we also discussed about all these types of acquiring knowledge. So there is acquiring knowledge through direct sense perception. So what they say, what is it? What I see is what I believe, or something like that. No? So unless I see something, I don't believe. But then we don't see so many things in this world. Still, we have to believe. No? So, and then empirical knowledge means maybe this, maybe that. No? So just speculation. So, but then Shabda Praman is what we take. You know, it's like hearing from bona fide authority coming from Vedas and Shastras. So, what are these Vedas and Shastras? So, these are Apurusheya. Vedas are not written by any human author. And then facts corroborated today. So, Bhugol, Saptadvip, predictive power of human life, incarnations, great personality. So, these basically these Vedas and Shastras, they tell, you know, past, present, and future, and they are not being proven to be wrong. People cannot. Sometimes people can't prove them, but they cannot also disprove them. For example, people say there is no God. So there is no God, but they can't disprove that there is no God. And then they tell people, you prove that there is a God. Then you disprove that there is no God. So it's like that. No? But then, okay. Does God exist? This is also something we have gone through. So we in our previous sessions. So the question comes, you know, does God exist? So then we have seen that for every urge there is a fulfillment. When I feel thirsty, then there is water. Something that actually fulfills my thirst, the fulfillment, urge and fulfillment. And then creation and creator. So everything that we see in this world, there is a creator. Nothing comes randomly. So this mic is created by somebody, this laptop is created by somebody, you know, like that. Similarly, whatever we see, everything is behind everything, every creation there is a creator. That's our common knowledge. And then laws, and hence lawmaker. For example, gravity is there. Gravity. So Newton actually discovered gravity, but he didn't create gravity. So I was coming on the road, highway, all the cars are going in different lanes. So who made those rules? Somebody made those rules and everyone is following. Similarly, all the planets, they are all going around in their fixed orbits. Every morning sun comes, raises, moon. Who's controlling all that? There is a lawmaker. So, and they are all following the laws. So that's we have seen. And then why we discuss why God is God, Bhagavan. Because he is the cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karanam. And then he is the supreme controller, supreme proprietor, supreme enjoyer. You know all this anyway. No, we are just doing a quick revision. And then what is Bhagavan and who is Bhagavan? So Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, 6 opulences in full: fame, beauty, wealth, strength, knowledge, and renunciation. So it's not possible for human beings to have all this. They can have one. Some people can be beautiful, some people can be rich, some people have some famous, but then one person cannot have all these qualities. So Bhagavan is the one who possesses all these 6 opulences in full. And then we also discussed about the 64 qualities. So Krishna and Vishnu, and Supreme Personality of God. So okay. Then we discussed about these 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita: Ishvara, God, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. Seen that? So Prakriti is made up of 3 modes, 3 gunas. What are the gunas? Sattva guna, Rajo guna, and Tamo guna. So what are these gunas? These are like 3 ropes. 3 ropes that bind a living entity. So, and then we have also seen, do your duty properly, she's saying. So, and we have also seen, for every action there is a reaction. So there is karma, there is akarma, and vikarma. So karma is something good action. So we get some good returns. Vikarma is a bad action. So we get miseries. And then akarma is basically you don't get anything, bad or good. And then what happens if you don't have any karma? Then we don't stay on this place called karma bhumi. We get liberated and we go back to spiritual world. So action and reaction, yeah, okay. And then we have also seen about this yoga, what is the topmost yoga system. So this yoga starts from karma kanda, then karma yoga, which is Nishkama Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the topmost that we have discussed. And then, so basically what it is if someone has some desires, and then but still he wants to serve the Lord, or so then he starts performing Karma Yoga or Nishkama Karma Yoga. Basically, people who get disgusted with the life, with all the, they think all these attachments, job, whatever. So basically, they are disgusted with anything material. Then they become a Jnana Yogis. So there is a famous Jnana Yogi called Jiddu Krishnamurti. So he was actually quite a big philosopher. But then he became even more deep when his brother passed away. And sitting near the dead body of his brother, he thought, oh, what is this? And then, that's how he developed. But then, so these Jnana Yogis, they are actually trying to get away from anything material. So Krishna explains, Arjuna asks in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, what is good? Whether to give up all actions or do perform activities. And then Krishna explains to actually to do some activities, to perform activities is better than giving up. Because what happens is when you give up, when you try to give up activities, physically you will be able to give up. But then your mind is actually thinking about them because your heart has not become purified. So your mind is thinking about it. For example, Ekadashi day, somebody is fasting. Somebody is fasting, and then what does they do? When in a temple or somewhere, someone is fasting some people fast. So he go and eat. What is he eating? Kya kar rahe? Nimai, what are you eating? Oh, biscuit. Oh, just now you finished banana. Now you are eating biscuit. So they are not actually fasting. They are actually feasting with their eyes. Because they are trying to actually control the senses, but they are looking at So that's why Krishna says no, don't. Because Arjuna, the reason why Arjuna asks is he doesn't want to fight. He says, I don't want to fight the war. So, and just now you explained so much about Jnana. So maybe Hare Krishna Prabhu. So you explained about this Jnana. So then, all right, can I give up my, this fighting and everything and just relax? And then Krishna immediately says, no, you can't do that because that is not your nature. Your nature is a Kshatriya. So Even if you give up and go to forest, still in the forest you will fight with someone because that is your nature. So better than that, just fight here, do your duty, and then you win the kingdom. If you win the kingdom, then you will enjoy. If you lose, and if you die in the battle, still you will go back to Swarga, Veera Swarga. All the warriors, they go to this Swarga called Veera Swarga. So it says. And then, so this is Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi. So where does Jnana Yogi, anyone knows where does Jnana Yogi go to? What is the destination of a Jnana Yogi? Brahman. Brahmajyoti. Yeah. Now, because they are so much disgusted with this material world, they think, oh, this body is the problem. This is सब कुछ है. All that they think, and they think, I don't want a body, I just want. So they go to Brahmajyoti. And in the Brahmajyoti, what happens? There's only consciousness. There's no activity and there's no body. It's only just consciousness. And they stay there for a long time, stay. And they get bored and then they come back. Because, there is no activity. And Krishna again says in Bhagavad Gita, Nahi kachit kshanam api. Not even for one moment a soul can be not doing any activity. The soul, the nature of the soul is to do some activity. So you can't say that, okay, I won't do anything. You can't close your eyes. You can close your eyes and you say, I won't do anything, but then your mind is actually very active. And then it's creating all the movies, you can see complete movies also. So many movies, future movies, past movies, what happened in the office, and sometimes, actually you won't believe, sometimes if you see a lot of gold or anything, and then you see some mountain, that night you get a dream, a golden mountain. Because you make all those combinations, your mind is so intelligent, it picks up everything, and then it just combines all this for you. And then, wow, okay, that was such a nice dream. That is your mind playing all the tricks on you. So that is mental. So this Jnana Yogi, what they are doing, they are going to the Brahman platform and they are staying there, and then after a while they get bored. And then they come back, as we discussed, like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, all this. And they come and do so much activity, service, because that's what they are missing in the Brahmajyoti. So that is Jnana Yogi. And then this Ashtanga Yogis, what does these people do? They are also same like Jnana Yogis, but then instead of focusing on the knowledge and the light, they are focusing on the localized aspect of Supreme Lord, in the Paramatma, in the heart. So it is said that in the heart, Paramatma is there, and they focus with their meditation, Yama, Niyama, Dharana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, all these things, they focus, and then they can actually see that super soul. And then they actually also go. And then last week we discussed this Ashtanga Yoga is two parts. One is a pure Ashtanga Yogi who doesn't have any material desires. He'll get liberation straight away. But then Ashtanga Yogi with the desires, he will actually go through all these different planets. We have seen those Vaishvanara Loka, Brahma Loka, and all these lokas, different planets. Then finally he gets liberation. But then the Bhakti Yogi, what does he do? He actually doesn't do any of this. Actually, if you see Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Karma Yoga, they are all automatically done by a Bhakti Yogi. Because what does Bhakti Yogi do? He does everything for pleasure of Krishna. So he is actually doing karma, performing activity. But he is not performing activity for himself. And then Jnana, he is reading Shastras, he is reading Bhagavad Gita, he is reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So the knowledge is already coming. And then Ashtanga Yoga, it is said that when you actually chant Hare Krishna mantra, when you chant Hare Krishna mantra, you are automatically doing pranayama. Pranayama happens automatically when you do. In fact, there was one of the Prabhujis, he said, he's a yoga teacher. He said, we are automatically doing this pranayama, but then if you want to go one step ahead, you take a deep breath and chant Hare Krishna mantra without just leaving the breath 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Then breathe in again and so anyway, Krishna again in Bhagavad Gita says, what is that? Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva dhaneshu yat punya palam pratishtam atyeti tatsvaram idam viditva yogi param sthanam upeti chadyam. So Krishna is explaining, Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva. So Jnana Yogis, they are reading Vedas, Yajneshu, they are performing yajnas. Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Dana, someone is actually giving charity. All these things, after all these, a yogi is the greatest, Krishna explains. So, any questions or comments? So what is Bhakti Yoga? People might ask. This is what is Bhakti Yoga. This is something easiest means to revive. What do you do Bhakti? You just chant Hare Krishna mantra and you clap. And then people think, why do you clap? What happens with the clap? Music, instrument and all that is okay, but why do we need to clap? Just now I explained why, because the worries, they run away, they fly away. Not only that, when you clap, it is said that, if you actually read the Chinese thing, they say in our palm, everything is there, connected to all our different body parts. So when you are chanting, actually, they are getting activated. And not only that, it is said that when you actually clap, Mataji kidhar hai? When you actually chant, आपका हाथ की क्या बोलते हो लकीरें बदलती है. They actually change. So because it is Krishna is actually the Supreme Lord, he can do anything. So he can change someone's fate as well. So this 9 process of devotional service we have discussed: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Atma Nivedanam. So Shravanam, Kirtanam is what we are doing. Smaranam is when we are actually chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we are remembering, we are hearing. In Pada Sevanam, serving the lotus feet, means any deity worship or anything. Archanam is again worshipping. Vandanam is offering prayers. So every morning we do prayers, Brahma Samhita and all that. Chinta Manita Karasadmasha Kalpa Vriksha Laksha Vrateshu Suravir Avipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasamram Asevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Brahma Samhita prayers. Every morning we do that. So that is offering prayers. And then Dasyam is servitorship. And then Sakyam. Sorry. And then, so the gopis of Vrindavan, they are in that mood of Dasya and Sakya, friendship. And then Atma Nivedan means complete surrender. So let's come back to this one. So why was Bhagavad Gita spoken to Arjuna? And what are some of the misconceptions of Bhagavad Gita? So we are now talking about the practical application of Bhagavad Gita. So why is it spoken to Arjuna? Part 1, Arjuna is a grihastha. And then Arjuna is at such a critical stage of his life where he needs to make a decision. He has to decide whether to fight or give up and run away. He is thinking about it, but then he could not actually take a decision. So then what does he do? He takes shelter of Krishna and asks him, you are my spiritual master, you tell me, I am surrendering unto you. And then part 2 is, Bhagavad Gita is a retirement program, is it? That's what it is saying. People think that if someone in India is reading Bhagavad Gita, they say, hey, why are you reading Bhagavad Gita? This is for people who are retired.
You're too young.
You're too young. So too young, you know. And then they think spiritual life means giving up everything. So when you do this, then what about your job? What about your career? What about that's? But then, if we again go back to Arjuna, did Arjuna give up anything? He actually fought. No, and then what else he do? He won the whole kingdom. He did not give up anything. He actually took up everything. But then, what is difference? What makes the difference is our consciousness. So last week we have discussed about this Gruhamedi and Grihastha. So Parikshit Maharaj, Sukdev Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj that Variyaneshate prashnam krutam loko hitam nipa atmavid sammata punsa shrotavyadishu yappara. So there Sukdev Goswami is talking that there's two types of people, Gruhamedi and Grihastha. Gruhamedi is one who actually works for his family. Gruhamedi is a good guy, he's a nice person, he's not doing anything wrong. He's working for his family and he's looking after his relatives and his, But then the problem with Gruhamedi is that he is not only working for the family, friends, relatives and everything, he is making these as his shelter. Means he is putting his faith on infallible soldiers. Like, in the olden age, people think that my sister, my brother, my father, and they all save me. But when the time comes, no one can save, ultimately. So that's why King Kulashekara says, what does he say? Krishna Tvadiya Pada Panjarantam Adaiva Vishate Manasa Rajahamsa Prana Prayana Kapavata Pithai Kantavarodam Kutastu Smarami. King Kulashekara is praying to Krishna that, my dear Krishna, let my mind become like a Rajahamsa. So what does Rajahamsa do? It's got a big neck. So Rajahamsa sometimes plays with these lotuses in the pond, and the lotus, they have all the stems. So the Rajahamsa goes and puts his neck in the lotus stems, and then sometimes it gets entangled and it can't come out. It was playing, but then it got stuck. So Kulashekara is saying that, my dear Krishna, let my mind become like a Rajahamsa and get entangled at your lotus feet. And he says, because when I am completely fine, when I am healthy, because at the time of my passing away, who knows, I may not even be able to repeat your name, recite your name. My throat might be clogged up with all the mucus and everything. My senses may not be working. So when I am perfectly fine, let my mind be focused on your lotus feet. So that is the prayer. So spiritual life means give up everything? No, it's not giving up everything. It's actually changing our consciousness. You can still write exams, do certifications, buy houses, more cars, investment properties, everything. But then use it everything in the service of Krishna. When you buy a car, you can take it for, go to the temple, take the devotees, go to the holy places like that. So basically, whatever activity we do, there will be some purpose. The basic of that purpose will be Krishna. So when we are, we don't have parties just for like that, or let's have a party. No, when we have a party, we will have parties. We have so many parties actually. That's why we get tired of eating so many varieties. That's why we never go out and eat anywhere in the hotels, because we eat so many different varieties. And when you go and eat in the hotels, they think, oh, what is this third class? Because we eat so much. But then when we do that, we actually glorify Krishna, do kirtan, and then offer the food, and then as a prasadam, we take that prasadam. Because Krishna says that anything that you eat without offering me, you get sin, you get karma. So Krishna says in third chapter, we'll read that. I'll show you actually exactly. Anything that, because whatever food grains, anything that you acquire, to get it to your hand, it would have gone through so many stages, life cycle stages. Somebody would have grown it, somebody would have packed it, somebody, no. So we are all actually implicated in all those activities, and some animals are being killed, some insects are being killed. So Krishna says that you offer it to me, and then you take, and then I'll give you a guarantee. When you offer to Krishna, he will not take even one. कुछ भी नहीं खाता. You won't believe, you won't eat anything. And then only thing is, it becomes even more tastier. And then you might think, अरे मैं तो रख रहा हूँ, is he eating or not? No. But Krishna can do everything. No? Brahma Samhita says, Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiranjaganti ananda chinmaya rasujjala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Krishna can do anything with any of his organs. For example, just by looking, he can actually eat. And then when he eats, everything will remain as it is. That's why Krishna is called Purnam. Om Purnam, Adap Purnam, Idap Purnam, Purnam. So Krishna, whatever Krishna is complete, and whatever he creates is actually Purnam, complete as well. So Krishna can offer, take our offering, when we offer something, he might eat with his glands only. Because you see, it's not a big thing eating with the glands, because if you remember, Supreme Lord Vishnu, he was injecting all the souls into the universe just by his glands. So eating is not a big thing. So, and then one question people might ask is, how do you know you are following a bona fide path? Because suddenly, I don't know why, I remembered this Kalki Bhagwan. Anyone knows Kalki Bhagwan? He is now in Andhra Pradesh or Chennai or somewhere. So it's amazing. He told everyone that I am Kalki. So in Bhagavatam there is a mention of Kalki avatar. He told everyone that I am Kalki avatar. I have come and I am going to give you blessings. And then people follow him. And then in 2019, IT department actually raided all his offices. He's got about 10 or 15 offices. And they found so much money, so much gold. I think 30-40 kilos of gold, and then so much money, and then foreign currency, whatnot. So, so this is not a bona fide sampradaya. So you know that. So, but the problem is that people who are following, they think that they are actually doing the right thing. They think that. So that's why it is up to you. You have to actually make the right choice. You have to develop that knowledge, understanding, to see what is right, what is wrong. Because fire is fire. Even if a small child goes and puts his hand into the fire, it will burn. Similarly, karma will act even if you know it or don't know it. So you have to actually take the right choice and decisions in life. So you have to follow a bona fide sampradaya or a path. So again, this is from Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, verse 2. Evam parampara praptam imam raja shriyo vidum sakale neha mahata yogo nasta parantapa. Krishna is telling Arjuna that this supreme science was thus passed through chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it appears to be lost. So Krishna is explaining to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita only. He says, why am I telling this to you? Because this was already spoken before, but then somehow the connection was lost. And then Krishna says that I spoke these signs to Vivitswan, the sun god. And then so sun god, and then Arjuna next question asks, sun god is about 2 million years ago. Is you are only like no, we are born together like that. And then he explains that I don't stay forever and all that. So anyway, so this is Krishna is telling that it should come from a bona fide disciplined succession. And then, so we know these are all the sampradayas, bona fide sampradayas. So there is a Brahma sampradaya, there is a Lakshmi sampradaya, there is Shiva or Rudra sampradaya, and then there is a Kumara sampradaya. So who is the guru of Brahma sampradaya? Madhvacharya. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaudiya Math and all that. Lakshmi sampradaya is also called as Sri sampradaya. Lakshmi sampradaya propounded by Ramanujacharya, and now it's currently Chinajiyar Swami, Anandan Swami, and the Rudra sampradaya or Shiva sampradaya done by Vallabhacharya, Pushti Marga, and then Vishnu Swami, and also Shankaracharya also. Shankaracharya also, but then that's a different subject matter. Shankaracharya taught impersonalism. Impersonalism means, what is it? Means Aham Brahmasmi. He says that everyone is God. You are God, I am God, everyone is God. And then he said ultimately everything merges into one, and ultimately there is no form. Everything is only like that. So then people got confused. So this is called Mayavadi philosophy or impersonalism. And then also Shankaracharya says that when the Supreme Lord comes and descends, he takes incarnation as Rama, Krishna, Narasimha, and then once they go back, then all the forms they disappear and they merge back into all the light and everything. So basically what he was saying was ultimately the Supreme Lord is Nirakar, he was telling. But actually the Supreme Lord is not Nirakar, he's got a form, spiritual form, but and then he also has a spiritual place, Golok Vrindavan. There's so many Vaikuntha planets. So beyond, so this material world, then in the middle is Brahman. Where there is no variety or nothing, just light and happiness. And then on top of it again, it starts the spiritual world. And spiritual world is actually material world is only 1/4 of the total creation. The whole rest of the 3/4 is spiritual world. So then people might ask, so why did Shankaracharya give the impersonalism? Because it's explained in Padma Purana that Lord Shiva explained to Parvati that my dear Parvati, in Kali Yuga I go as a sannyasi, Ekadandi sannyasi, and then teach this Mayavad philosophy. What is it? Everything is Veda. And then he defeated Buddhism. Shankaracharya. And then after Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya came. And he said, oh, what is this? No difference between Jiva and Paramatma and Jivatma. Of course, there is a difference. This Jiva is always a servant. Like that, Madhvacharya said. So like that, all the gurus come and then as per the time, place and circumstance, they give these teachings. So this is bona fide sampradayas. And then we need to know who is a guru, real guru, and what are the qualifications of a real guru. Oh, 8:45. So, what is that? Anyone can read, Prabhu?
He should have realized the conclusions of the scriptures by deliberations and is able to convince others of these conclusions. He should be an acharya, one who teaches by personal example. His senses must be controlled. He should be a truthful person, interested in the welfare of all people. He should not speculate any knowledge by his own concoctions of his senses, and should present the message unadulterated as he heard from his guru. He should be a disciple, succession in a bona fide sampradaya.
Yeah. So, Vacho Vega, Manaso, Krodo Vega, Udaro Pasta Vega. It is said that in Nectar of Instruction, that someone who can control his senses, watch of speaking, of eating, then he can actually become a guru. And so Prabhupada is a example of that. And then he's a acharya, one who teaches by example. He won't say that everyone should chant 16 rounds every day and then he won't do anything. Some of these gurus, they say that I met one of my friend. He used to say that his guru, he would take everything, non-veg and all that, but then he tell disciples that you can't have anything. No. So, but why are you having? I am God. I can do anything, but you can't do that. So not like that. So one teaches by personal example, and the sense is controlled. And of course, should be a truthful person, interested in the welfare of all people. So not cheating. Give me this money, and I'll give you, some mantra. So in America, there was one time it used to be like so many gurus went there. They would say $50 one mantra, guru mantra $50, and then you get liberated, and then you can do whatever you want, all things. You can eat, do. So people went. So that's how. So, and then you should not speculate any knowledge. So we have seen people, they just talk whatever. They even talk about all this, what is it, nuclear physics or whatever, medicine and all that. I have seen somebody talking about some guru. He was talking about diabetes as if he's a doctor. And then he's telling that some blunders about diabetes. He's saying, I don't know, I can't remember. But then I saw one more video that Guru was telling that
He is not equal to his sister.
no, that is okay. Yeah. No, so he was saying few things, and suddenly this word vodka came out of it. It was just one vodka, and then he stopped it. No. So people are like that, So they're all cheating. So that's why it's very important to actually choose the right guru. And then 4 do's and 4 don'ts. So these are simple things. 4 do's: associate with devotees, read Srila Prabhupada's books, sing and chant Maha Mantra on the beach, and eat Krishna Prasad. So these are simple things. We all know that if you want to be a millionaire, you go around with millionaires. If you want to be a successful person, you go around with successful people. Similarly, if you want to be a devotee, you be with it. How does a drunkard become a drunkard? Because he goes around with the drunkards. So that's why association is very important. So, and then reading Srila Prabhupada's books. So this is very important. So I know a lot of us don't have this habit of reading, but you should read. You should have that habit. It's a very good habit. And then chanting Hare Krishna mantra on the beach, eating Krishna prasadam. So people say that, okay, but we don't offer anything at home. Kya karna hai? You just at least start that habit. Have some photos of the Lord, and then every day you just, what does Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita? Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhakta prayachati. Says patram pushpam palam toyam. Just don't do anything, just give him some water in a separate glass. Just put some water. Make it a habit every day. You just put water for the Lord. And Krishna is telling, I'll be happy with that. So, because at least you have started that habit. I told you this story, One sadhu was going every day to one Mataji, and every day she would say, Kuch nahi hai ghar mein, kuch nahi dene ke liye. Every day she would say, Kuch nahi, nothing, I don't have anything to give. And then finally, she gets so much upset. Every day I'm telling you there is nothing to give. And every day you're coming as Mata, Bhiksham, Dehi. Now today I'll teach you a lesson, and she goes and she gets a lot of ash and comes and gives him. This is all I have, take it. And I said, yeah, please give, like that, the sadhu takes. And she shocked, oh, you can take ash also. I said, yeah, and today you are giving me ash, tomorrow you will give me cash. So this, at least the giving thing is started. So that's what. So, and then eating Krishna Prasadam, yeah. And then four don'ts. No meat eating, because with meat eating once loses this aspect of mercy, daya. No gambling. Then if somebody is gambling, then truthfulness is lost. And no illicit sex, cleanliness is lost, and no intoxication, austerity. So these are the simple basic things. And then what else we do? Practical application of Bhagavad Gita. So like this, you can actually set up a small altar at home. So these are the deities of Gaur-Nitai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So they are called as Kali Yuga avatar of Krishna and Balaram. So, and then whatever you cook at home, you just offer. And then you eat the prasad. So that's a simple. So again, these ones, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dastyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So these are all the 9 steps of devotional service. And then talking about the chanting, different types of chanting. So here, types of hearing. So ignoring, pretending to be hearing, selective hearing, attentive hearing, and emphatic hearing. So why do we have this slide? Let's go to next week. Oh, so this is an abrupt and or maybe it's a suspense. So next week I think we will explain what. No, seriously, I don't know. I think there's a connection for the next week. Why we are so ignoring, pretending to be selective hearing, and emphatic hearing.
Probably the difference between fourth and fifth.
Attentive hearing and emphatic hearing. Attentive hearing is hearing with concentration, but emphatic hearing I think means that you actually